Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! Hey there, Star Trek Fleet Command fans. Welcome back to the channel. And today, we're going to take a look at the Q&A that they finally wrapped up here for November. It got delayed a little bit, but your questions were received and then answered. And now it's time to go through those because, well, not everybody even knows that that was done. Like some of you are going like, wait, there was a question and answer? Yes, actually there was. Which is why you come here, to get some of the information you didn't know existed. Like the mitigation calculations that we'll be doing this week. Yes, we're finally going to go over that. I've been telling you we would, so we're finally going to do that. I promise. No broken promises here. Pinky. This is how you know it's real. This. But let's go ahead and do this. Let's jump into it. Shout out, by the way, Server 43. Really proud of my team of N. They've been doing a great job. We had a war this past week, which was honestly pretty lackluster. It's like completely one-sided. But oh well, it's been a lot of fun. I love this. It unifies us, and I just love the team that we have, and really good people. So let's get into the Q&A. All kinds of things. First question actually is something that we've talked about here on the channel quite a bit, and I have people ask me all the time in Discord and on the Facebook page, will the Borg and Mud events come back? And the simple answer is yes, but the exact answer was, we are big fans of both ships, specifically saying the ships, not the events. They go to the ships directly, and we plan to keep running events that use them. A good example of that is the Apex Outlaw, which you saw as a monthly event that started on the 24th we just ran through, and uses the Stella's ability to damage Eclipse ships and armadas. Also very good for using against that massive server-wide leaderboard that was just had. Yeah, that was very good. Very important to use the Stella there. In addition, for the Vidar fans, we're working on ways to reimagine the Borg Mega Cube as a shorter event that incorporates all the great feedback. Yeah, including better payouts from the Borg Armadas. I have to really take, not an issue or umbrage, but very glad they pointed that out, because at the time of the Borg events happening, there seemed to be this notion and this paradigm that, it was okay for the Armada rewards to suck because you had an event store. And I don't think that Armadas should ever suck. Like, I think they should always be good, and then you get an event store. There's nothing wrong with two good things. There's no such thing as too many good things. I promise you, there's not. And them working on ways to simplify that and bring that back, I think is great, because we all are also getting really tired of the massive arcs. We're all getting pretty bored of that. I know that was a great theme to start the year, and I've definitely been on board, but I didn't even do this battle pass. Literally didn't. Like, there's nothing drawing me to it. So this type of stuff coming back, I think would be great, and we'll see what other ideas they come up with. Territory capture obviously being the big one, but we'll talk about that a different day. Will there be any design changes for over Ops 40? It feels like beyond level 40 it gets very hard for players to progress. That's by design. That's by design. In case you're unaware, that's definitely how that was planned to be. And now that the game is progressing and newer content's coming out, they're going to make it a little bit easier, which we talked about this when it happened. I mean, I told everybody, if you wanted to be level 48, you were going to pay a premium to do that. Well, now that as the game is fleshed out more content, they're focusing on more stuff for the whales and for those higher levels. Well, now they'll begin to I don't want to say rework the economy, but they'll take a look at how things play out in the game and how you progress and all that. But yeah, it's definitely hard. And you see, they say we are looking at the G4 economy, and there's an internal task group. It's always good when you have an internal task group. Anyway, let's look at the best ways to improve the level 40 plus experience. We'll be implementing changes through this quarter and the next. In the short term, we recognize the experience is not as great as we would like it to be. Okay, so we'll see. People probably aren't going to like this event specifically for level 40 plus, because what that is whale specific events, and there's still several servers out there who can't even get to level 40 because they're still gated. So we'll be real curious to see when they allow those servers to then progress into deeper parts of the game. Next question. What is Star Trek Fleet Command's team thoughts on Ro? And I'm so... Look at me right now, Star Trek Fleet Command. I've never been more proud of you than I am at this very moment. This moment right here, dog, this moment here, you're the best gaming company I've ever been a part of. I love this answer. Suck it, all you Ro lovers. I'm sorry. Apologies. Their answer was, we prefer to leave social interaction and the creation of common rules of behavior, be they rules of engagement or mining accords, to the players. We don't endorse or reject any particular row, much less will we ever hard code any type of row in the game. Thank you! Thank you. Thank you. And for all you Care Bears out there that don't like the answer, oh well. Thank you, Scobly. I love you. I do like that, though. If servers want to have their own little set of rules, cool, you make them. But there's 70 plus servers, okay? You can't make everybody abide by your rules. Come on. Be considerate of others. Now, final, very important point. Right, this one. You see this point right there? Oh, there. It's struggle to find the camera angle. Having said that, we will take action when we see abusive behavior that infringes on our terms of service. I cannot emphatically point that for this, do not hit that little report button. The little green report button, don't even bother with that. Take screenshots of every action that happens in game and send it in as either an email ticket or an in-game support ticket. And if you need help past that, the moderators on Discord or the content creators can help try to escalate that if you don't believe it's being seen. Seriously, terms of service, don't mess with them. Next up, when will there be an Alliance internal trading function for resources? Blueprints, by the way, y'all got a misspelling there. Y'all might want to fix that, resources. And more are there plans. We are at the early stages of exploring ways to create black markets. Why it's taking so long for this? Who knows? It was actually designed and planned in the game at the very beginning, and they pushed it back, and it's never happened. But with other games coming out that are similar to this one that have a vibrant player market like Eve Echoes, they have to build one. They have to. They absolutely have to. People are going to see the grass is greener over there and be like, I might not have an enterprise, but I got a whole market. And it really does make a huge difference in your gameplay. So I would love and can't wait for them to put that in. But they've been talking about it for years. For those newer players that don't know, there actually used to be a spot in your base that was labeled the market. Like it used to be there for level 50. And then level 50 came out and that disappeared. It was gone. Like, no, there was never a market. No. But there was. I remember. There's video of it. We got video. They're going to like burn down the YouTube page now. This never existed. We're seeing more PvP events. What's the evolution of these events? Our first directive is that you have fun playing Star Trek Fleet Command. Random statement. Okay. I mean, I would hope so. A big part of that is that there are event types that cater to different player styles. That's me. PvP events are by their nature harder to balance. Since we ran the original live target practice, we've been iterating and keeping track of your feedback, considering what you like and don't like in order to try to incorporate new PvP events. There should be an Oxford comma there, I think. I don't know. For example, the Stella PvP and Discover PvP and Discovery Arc 2 both iterate on the live target practice 1 formula by allowing PvP in systems with housing or bonus scoring mechanics and long-form leaderboards. One thing we were discussing is twin PvE and PvP system restricted events. We're competing, one of them completes the other, which I think is a great idea, to be honest, because there are players who aren't like me who don't want to PvP, and that's fine. And let's be honest, many of the PvP events on some servers become ghost towns because nobody wants to go out and get their stuff blown up by somebody that they have no chance against. You know, I don't want to. Hey, I've got a max enterprise, but you know, I'm on my server with people with Kelvins and Newtons and stuff like that. Well, that enterprise ain't gonna do nothing. So yeah. And now scaling those PvPs and restricting them to Stellas and Jellyfish, sure. But even then, having some dual events so everybody can complete it, I think is a great idea. And I'm always here to support players, whether they're PvP or not, because everybody should be able to enjoy the game, as they said. So that's a really good response. Appreciate it. Now let's just see it come to pass. Come to fruition. Can you make an API for developing Discord bots? Unlikely, but hey, that'd be cool if they did that. Not a lot of mobile games do that, FYI. But for those who don't know what an API is, well, you don't need to worry about it because you're not making Discord bots if you know what an API is. All right, is the content like Jayla Marketplace crew loadouts going to be available anytime soon? Ooh, the coming soon. We have aggressive content pipeline for the rest of 2020 and 2021 where many of the items you mentioned could be available. What I love about this is they say many of the items you mentioned. There was 3 things. There's no many. It was 3. Which ones are available? Moving on. Coming soon to a Star Trek Fleet Command near you. All right, guys. Will y'all please stop asking this? Come on. Will there be any changes to PvP banding? No. 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 Nah. Nah. Nope. I love that that question will never stop being asked. Will there be any new types of events as all they feel they're repetitive? Yes. Absolutely. Okay. The cross-server events, though, are still repetitive events. They just have a leaderboard. So we'll see what they actually come out with that's new. But they say absolutely, but let's actually see some new type of events come out. Next question. As much as the newer content covering Discovery is exciting, some of us fans are the older Star Trek shows. When can we expect those? We are all great fans of Picard, Cisco Janeway, and their crews in bold. We are locking down the content for next year, but you can expect at least one of these series to be the focal point of an arc soon. That's... If y'all been watching the show and the live streams, just saying, pay attention. Remember, they got all of them, so they're coming. They're coming. That's why I've been saving all my Ultra Recruit tokens. What language platform is used to develop Star Trek Fleet Command? That was a random question. Like some hardcore nerds asking questions. So it was built in Unity, and then on the server side they use Python, which I'm glad they're not using Java or something, but cool. I mean, interesting to know. With the recent announcement of having the entire Star Trek timeline available, which opens the door to more crews, etc., are there plans to make existing ships and crews cost less? Great question. And they said that was a great question. I agree with them. Our team is constantly making minor adjustments to the economy, and they do this in the background, and it annoys the fire out of me. Can you please let us know instead of us randomly finding out this stuff through trial and error? Please, just tell us. Anyway. Improve refinery rates versus launch. And yes, as hard as it is to believe for all of you, the refinery rates now are improved to what they were at the launch of the game. Vastly improved. Still not good, but they are vastly improved. So they're not lying. Improved event payouts. This has definitely happened. And new game activities. That has definitely happened. So, I mean, I gotta give them credit. They're not lying in any of those answers. So, thumbs up. It really was bad. Like, y'all don't even know how bad it used to be. When are you going to implement a friends list? No ETA. We're actively looking. Will the roadmap features be coming out? They are all at different stages. You can expect them to land in 2021. Most of those, 2021. Some of those will be before the end of the year. But remember, we only got 2 months left. So most of those are going to be next year's stuff. Remember, this year's theme was arcs. Next year, there's other themes. Can you give us an update on server merges? We plan to restart the server merge process early next year for servers with very low populations. So we're consolidating our learnings from the first round to ensure, technically the second round, to ensure the experience improves in terms of both the pre-merge and the merge itself. So for those of you who are sitting out there, like I think Marty, who's always hitting me up, is still sitting on a dead server, don't worry, it is happening. Next up, why were there so many issues with the anomaly events? Yeah, well... Initial accumulation of ships and event systems was larger than expected. Why? You know how many people they are. You know how many ships they are. You know the daily active users for each thing. And you know that that number increases. Come on. You know. Come on. You made attempts to make it better, but it was still bad. We also experienced significant instability from our server provider, Amazon Web Services, during September. And to a lesser degree, October. Sadly, this problem couldn't have come at a worse moment. Yeah, now that, I will agree. They have no control over their servers. I mean... If Amazon servers are struggling, then they're struggling. Maybe upgrade your package to get better support. I don't know. But yeah, I can't really blame them for that. But yeah, they could plan some of these better. They did make an attempt. It just wasn't enough. All right, we're going to try to fly through these because our time's going. Can you develop the capability to have multiple copies of officers like multiple ships? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah. Yeah, even though they do have doubles of one officer, like Instructor Spock and Spock, I don't think they're going to make it to where you can have 2 Spocks. Because then everybody would just run morale on every ship. They just have morale. Morale. But not the morale that is the Klingon officer. What's it like to be a developer? It's a great responsibility to carry the torch for this great franchise we all... All right, this is the first time I've really taken umbrage. Y'all aren't carrying the torch for Star Trek. Please do not remove that completely. No, not at all. No. 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 Okay. Most of the time, it's a lot of fun to work on a game you love. It's also a responsibility we're excited to carry out. We work collaboratively with our peers in Dublin and LA, and we endeavor to bring as much carry the torch for Star Trek. Oh, gosh. I did think, though, that the question and answer here provided a lot of good information. It was a very good one. They didn't shy away from some of the harder hitting questions like they had before. There still wasn't any major like punch in the throat questions they answered, but it was still, they didn't take a bunch of toss ups and softballs. So you actually got some information from this, which is good. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Scopely, for providing that. And also thank you for me completely forgetting to do my helps and making you wonderful people look at red stuff all day long. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoyed the Q&A, drop your comments down below because I'll be passing these on as feedback to the wonderful dev team and to the community support team that they have at Star Trek Fleet Command. Y'all are awesome. Live long and prosper. Stay safe out there, Space Cowboys. And remember, I love you. And be nice to each other. Keep out the toxicity. Please. No toxicity. None. Thanks. An even better outro than the intro. Yeah! Woo!